let's talk about changing moles to mass. Now, grams is on the left side of our mole heart, and so if I'm in grams and going to moles, I would use this one with the star on this end. But this particular question is asking us to go from moles to mass, so I'm starting in the heart. So I have to follow the bottom arrow to get to the grams. Now please remember that this number of grams is the molar mass, because it's number of grams for every 1 mole. And molar mass is the unit of grams per mole. So when we're dealing with just an element like silver, I know that for every 1 mole of silver, I can look on the periodic table to find the molar mass of silver. So I would get my handy-dandy cheater chart, find silver, and read that number as 107.868. So I would then write that number, 107.868 grams silver, and then I can see quickly that I did set it up right. Moles of silver will divide out, and then I need to put this in the calculator. Now please remember, put your scientific notation numbers in parentheses, so parentheses 6.3 times 10 to the negative second. Do always double check, make sure you have a negative when there's supposed to be one. Close parentheses. Now since 107 is on top, we will be multiplying by the 107.868. That gives us that lovely answer. Now, since 6.3 is 2 sig figs, we're going to round this number 2 sig figs. So we have 1, 2, look to the right. The 9 will make the 7 round up for an answer of 6.8 grams silver. Now, just because question B has moles of Ag2O doesn't mean that my mole heart changes. I still need to go from moles to grams. But because this is a compound, before I can do my math, I have to come to the side and figure out the molar mass for that compound. So I know that there's 2 silver in there, and there's 1 O. And I already know from the first question that silver has a molar mass of 107.868. So since there are 2 silvers in one of these, I have to do 2 times 107.868 to get the mass of the silver portion of the compound. And then I know there's only 1 oxygen, and the molar mass of oxygen is 15.999. That did come off of the cheater chart. And once I have the mass for each part, I could add it all together to get the molar mass, which is 231.735 grams for every mole Ag2O. Now that I have this number, I can use that number as my conversion factor. So this tells me that for every 1 mole of Ag2O, there are 231.735 grams of Ag2O. Moles divide out. I take 6.3 times 10 to the negative second. Now I'll be multiplying by the 231.735. And I will keep 2 sig figs. So we have 1, 4. Look to the right. The 5 is going to make the 4 round up. So we will have 15 grams Ag2O. So notice, even though we had the same mole amount, but because this was just silver, and this was a silver oxide compound, the same mole amount is going to have more mass of this more massive compound than if it was just silver.